You know that feeling when you mess up big time and everyone's watching? This poor waiter spills food on Barron Trump of all people. But the way it all plays out? Totally unexpected. Samuel Whitaker began his morning the way he had for decades, straightening his worn uniform and tying his apron with practiced precision. At 68, he moved slower than before, but his hands still held the grace of a seasoned waiter. Samuel's workplace was no ordinary restaurant. It was an elegant haven where chandeliers sparkled and every plate was a work of art. It wasn't just food, it was an experience. Behind the grandeur, Samuel carried the weight of life's hardships. He worked tirelessly, not for luxuries, but to cover overdue bills and send money to his grandchildren. His daughter had passed years ago, leaving behind 2 children Samuel was determined to support. Inside the bustling kitchen, Samuel navigated the usual chaos. Richard Sterling, the sharp-suited manager, hovered like a hawk. He didn't miss a thing. Whitaker, table settings are off by an inch. Fix them. Richard's voice sliced through the chatter. Yes, sir, Samuel replied calmly, suppressing the sting of yet another criticism. He'd grown used to it. As Samuel prepared for the evening, a buzz rippled through the staff. A high-profile guest was coming. Someone whispered, Barron Trump. The name stirred excitement and nerves. Samuel smiled politely, though his heart tightened. Mistakes weren't an option tonight. The restaurant transformed as evening arrived. The lights dimmed just enough to create a warm glow, and the tables sparkled with crystal glasses and perfectly folded napkins. The front doors opened, and Barron Trump entered, accompanied by his family. Every head turned. Samuel, carrying a tray of appetizers, froze for a moment before steadying his hands. He'd been assigned the most important table, a testament to his skill but also a test of his endurance. As the family settled in, Samuel approached with his signature courtesy. Good evening. May I recommend tonight's special? He asked, his voice steady despite the tension tightening his chest. Barron nodded, smiling politely, and Samuel felt a flicker of relief. For a moment, everything seemed under control. The plates were balanced perfectly on Samuel's tray as he made his way toward Barron's table. The path was clear, yet a moment's hesitation sent everything spiraling. A slight misstep caused the tray to tilt, and a plate of pasta tumbled toward Barron. Time seemed to slow. Gasps echoed across the room as the food landed squarely on Barron's pristine shirt. Samuel's heart dropped. I'm so sorry, he stammered, his face flushed with embarrassment. Richard appeared almost instantly, his voice cutting through the silence. This is unacceptable. You've humiliated us. Samuel shrank under the weight of Richard's anger, his eyes darting toward Barron, who now held everyone's attention. The room braced for Barron's reaction, expecting outrage. Instead, Barron leaned back, wiped his shirt with a napkin, and looked at Samuel. It's okay. Accidents happen, Barron said calmly, his voice steady and kind. The restaurant staff and patrons exchanged stunned glances. Samuel blinked, unsure if he'd heard correctly. Barron smiled slightly and added, It's just a shirt. No big deal. Richard's face turned red, but he hesitated, caught off guard by Barron's reaction. The tension in the room eased as people murmured in approval. Barron's grace had shifted the atmosphere. Samuel returned to the kitchen, hands trembling but heart a little lighter. Barron's words had saved him, at least for now. As he continued serving other tables, he noticed something unexpected. Guests began leaving larger tips. Some nodded kindly at him, while others offered words of encouragement. You're doing great, one patron said softly. Even the waitstaff, usually too busy to notice, seemed more understanding. The moment had sparked a wave of empathy, and Samuel felt the shift. As the evening wound down, Samuel approached Barron's table one last time to thank him. Before he could speak, Barron gestured for him to sit. "You've been here a long time, haven't you?" Barron asked, his tone warm but curious. Samuel hesitated before nodding. "Yes, over 30 years. This job, it's more than work. It's my way of providing for my family." Barron listened intently, asking thoughtful questions. Samuel found himself sharing details about his grandchildren, his late daughter, and the challenges he faced. Barron nodded. "You've done so much. Let me help." Samuel froze. "Help? I don't understand." Barron explained his intention to cover Samuel's medical bills, ensuring he could focus on his family without the constant burden of debt. Samuel's eyes filled with tears, and for the first time in years, he felt hope. News of the incident spread quickly, shared among the restaurant's patrons and beyond. Samuel became an unexpected symbol of perseverance and grace under pressure. Even Richard's attitude shifted, albeit reluctantly. He began treating Samuel with more respect, recognizing the impact of his years of service. Samuel, buoyed by Barron's kindness and the support of those around him, walked with a renewed sense of pride. The restaurant, once just a hub of luxury, became a place where people sought more than fine dining. They sought stories of humanity. Samuel continued working, but now he held his head high, knowing his efforts were valued. The night had not just changed Samuel's life. It had left an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed it. Compassion, once rare in the fast-paced world of high society, now had a place in their hearts. Samuel often thought back to Barron's simple words. "It's just a shirt." Those words had done more than diffuse a tense moment. They'd reminded everyone of the power of kindness. Subscribe to our channel for soul-stirring stories.